What was the most enjoyable thing you did this summer that wasn't basketball?
Most enjoyable thing.
He's like, I don't want to tell the media.
I don't know. Yeah, I had a good summer, but the most enjoyable thing, I don't know. I guess reading a book.
Yeah!
I don't know what book I read. I don't know.
Bro, what? This man said reading a book, and then they asked what book. He's like, oh, y'all caught me. I didn't think y'all was going to ask a follow-up question to that. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Full Court Heave. It's your host, ShayGoon, and it is finally media day, which means we finally have content again on the channel, so we got to dive into it. There's a lot of things that were said. A lot of it is the normal go-to answers that you expect to hear on the media day, but you know, there's still a couple jewels, a couple things that I jotted down as notes, so we're gonna break that down today. If you're new to the channel, you could like the video, subscribe to the channel, come hang out with us. We're having a good time over here, and hit that notification bell so you know when I post. But with that being said, I don't want to waste any time. Let's just get right into it because we got a lot to get into. One thing that stood out from jump is why did they have the sun blasting? I think like just about every player that was up there was squinting their eyes, trying to like answer questions and avoid the sun. Like I've never seen that happen in previous media days. I don't know if they chose a different room or whatever, but Big Messiah, boss man was talking. He really wanted to stress that he sees OG having a big year and that there's a lot of improvement there. So that would suggest that OG is probably not going anywhere, or he's heavily a part of the Raptors' plans outside of a big name player. So outside of Durant, even maybe a Shay. So like for some of y'all out there who think the Raptors are just trying to find any reason to trade OG because of reports, you know, in the offseason and things like that, I highly doubt it. At least that's the perception that is being told here at Media Day. He also said he thinks Scottie can play any position. I mean, that's pretty normal. These are the things we expect. Scottie's going to have a lot of ball handling duties. He's going to be playing some backup one. These are things we can expect. This is more Masai talking, right? This is not Nurse. But he just like Scottie's a versatile player. He can play any position. That's pretty straightforward. It was also interesting, like both Masai and OG talked about it to some degree. But it seems like the rumors, or even Nick Nurse talked about it a little bit, to be honest. The rumors around OG seem to be really driven from the outside, and these are things we saw in that article. The initial article that was saying that OG might be not satisfied with his role, or whenever that came out. The initial article stated that, like as a side note, now this isn't information that's coming straight from Toronto sources. This is coming from potentially other teams trying to stir up the pot and try and coerce just the trade talks to start to Gino to see if he's available. Nick Nurse was up there talking. You know, he's happy he's not starting from scratch. If you look back to last year, you know that team was not ready to play out the gate. By the start, how ugly some of the early first games looked, that team was not ready to start. One thing that surprised me is apparently Raptors are number one in the NBA in continuity, returning 13 players from the roster of the previous year, which makes a lot of sense because they didn't make a lot of changes in the offseason, but in today's day and age, that's a big fact. Like that is something to be proud of. So we'll see. That should lead to a faster start, should lead to some great continuity on and off the court and some great chemistry on and off the court. We'll see. It's still nothing's a given in the NBA, so we'll have to see how that turns out. Nick Nurse wants more free throws. He wants more attacking the rim. I feel like the Raptors did attack the rim a good bunch, but part of them attacking the rim was chucking up a bad to not great shot and then just crashing the rebounds. It seems like Nick wants to make sure that the Raptors are creating looks at the rim more. So that's going to be the priority, getting more free throws. A team as athletic as Toronto should be shooting a lot of free throws. I don't know where they were last year in terms of free throw percentage. I don't have that queued up like some of your favorite creators. Hey man, I got to shout out some creators on here. Some of y'all got the stats ready. And y'all just have them like lock and loaded, like y'all bookmark Basketball Reference, y'all have that ready. I don't have that ready, because yeah, they should be getting a lot of free throw attempts, but it definitely feels like they didn't. Nick Nurse also said bluntly that Fred VanVleet is going to play less minutes. Now, Nicky Nurse, I want to believe you, man. I really want to believe you, but it sounds like this is things that I've heard before, you know? Every year we hear, oh yeah, it's less minutes. Before it was Lowry, now it's VanVleet. Nurse likes to have trusted players on the court, especially last couple years. There was less players that he trusted. Those players had to play more minutes. Will Fred lead the league in minutes next year or this year? No, he's not going to. Is he gonna be in the top 10? I would still probably bet on him being in the top 10 in minutes. That's just, it's easier to say this player's gonna play less minutes than when you're in the games and you actually want to win, which Nick Nurse does. So he's saying all this now, and then when Fred plays 40 minutes against Detroit because he really wants to beat Detroit, and we lose to Detroit again, he's going to be like, hey, yeah, we want to give Fred less minutes, but we're also trying to win games. Like, that's exactly what he's going to say. We already know that's what he's going to say. Anyway, and then Fred had a couple really insightful things to say. Number one, before we even get to what he was talking about, we got to give some respect to the fade. The barber had him on point. Fade was solid. Waves was pretty good. They've been in the oven baking. Someone asked about his contract situation because he is eligible for an extension. And while he wasn't going to go into any specifics about how the talks are going, if the talks are even in progress, he did say his love for the city and that it seems like the feeling is mutual. Like, the management is interested in re-signing Freddie. He's interested in re-signing. There's a lot of different reasons why it might happen now or might happen later. It will probably happen later because we don't know how the new salary cap could be affected until the new collective bargaining agreement comes out. Once that comes out, then the Raptors know how much money they have. And then Fred knows how much money they have. So he's like, all right, y'all got all that money. All right, now run me some, boy. Run me some of that money. Also, I know I was pushing the Christian Koloko propaganda, and I'm still here. I'm just not driving that cart right now. I'm not driving that bus. I'm just like if I had the Uber app for the Christian Koloko propaganda bus, like I would call that joint and it's on the way, but I'm debating canceling it. You know what I mean? Fred said that if he's ready, he thinks that he could have some minutes and he could actually play a part, and he likes a lot of what Christian has brought during the summer, and he had a good time playing with him, yada, 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 yada. We all think that Christian has a chance. It's whether or not he's ready year one, and for sure first half of the season he's probably not going to be. That's my assumption. Gary was up there for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, Gary didn't say too much. Gary is shouts out to Gary, one of my favorite players on this team, also one of the kings of giving those press release answers. He was up there for what felt like 2 minutes. I think it felt like he said the same answer to every question, but I'm not mad at that at all. But I think it's pretty clear he's going to be starting. Like, I just think the 5 starters were here, plus Juancho. Clear to me who the real core is. Like, Pressure's a huge part of the team. Don't get it twisted. Gary's starting to start the season. I know. Some of y'all don't want to hear that. That's what's happening. I promise you. I'll bet money. If y'all want to bet money with me, I'm not actually going to bet no money, but I will bet money with y'all right now in the comments, bro. Juancho Hernangomez was there, and I'm not going to lie. After listening to a couple of the players talk about him and the coach and the GM, Juancho might have a much better chance at getting that roster spot than I thought. Like, it's looking real tough for any of the other guys to break the roster, where there was DJ Wilson, Gabe Brown, Josh Jackson. I don't know how they have really a chance now, unless they play so well as to leapfrog Justin Champagnie or Dalano, which, bro, I don't see that happening. Or a trade happens and then, someone else gets shipped off, a la Malchi Flynn. Not saying I want it. I'm not trying to push to get rid of Malchi agenda. I'm just saying they see him as a part of the team for real. So, Juancho over there, he was of course talking a little bit about the movie. He had a crazy summer, but yeah, the biggest takeaway is not necessarily anything Juancho said, but what everybody else said about him. Feels like he's got a real track on that last roster spot, and he's got the contract guarantee. So if they want to choose someone else, they have to eat some of the money they already guaranteed to him. So we gonna see. OG, with all that happened, all the rumors before, there was a lot that I was wanting to hear from OG. And obviously OG kept his answers pretty short. I think the most candid answer was when he talked about when he first saw the rumors appear, and he was kind of surprised, and it was just kind of out of nowhere. But of course he didn't run to change the narrative or correct the narrative, which is something the Raptors don't do. The Raptors don't care what the narrative is. They know they're not out here leaking stuff, so they don't need to worry. But for us, we're on the outside looking in. We see all this shit. We think like something crazy is happening and OG don't want to be here. That's not the case. OG said like he's happy to be back in Toronto, and I don't know if we really should have expected any different answer, if we're being real. Like, what are we expecting? Like, he doesn't talk a lot in interviews. He has short answers, and that's him. It's not a like disrespectful thing. It's like that is OG. He has short answers, and he might love Toronto with all his heart. He might love it with all his heart. He's still only gonna say, "I'm happy to be in Toronto. and then have a blank ass face. Like, that's what he's gonna do, man. Anyone that's like super stressed out about OG, I hope that gave you some peace, but like, yeah, I don't know what you would expect him to say outside of that. Okay, OG also had a really interesting comment. Hold on, I think I got a clip pulled up. Give me one sec.
What was the most enjoyable thing you did this summer that was not basketball?
What was the most enjoyable thing you did this summer that wasn't basketball?
Most enjoyable thing.
He's like, I don't want to tell the media.
I don't know. Probably
Was
just.
that good or?
Yeah, I had a good summer, but the most enjoyable thing, I don't know. I guess reading a book.
Yeah.
I don't know what book I read. I don't know.
Bro, what? This man said reading a book, and then they asked what book. He's like, oh, y'all caught me. I didn't think y'all was gonna ask a follow-up question to that. You telling me you was expecting more immediate answers? Like, your OG is here, but he do not care about the immediate answers, bro. Oh, I thought that was so funny. Scottie didn't say too much in his press conference, basically because all the questions were like, you had such a great year last year. What are you gonna do this year? Or do you have any pressure this year? And it's just like, bro, I'm gonna, take it day by day. I've had a great summer, put a lot of work in. Now we just go in and we work on getting better. Like, it's different. Like, I don't know what answers they want. Like, I don't know if they want him to say, like, I'm going for MVP or something crazy. But, like, I don't know. It felt like all the Scottie questions were, like, crazy repetitive. But, yeah, because of that, I don't really have too many notes on the Scottie press conference, man. Like, it was just, like, he's ready for the season. He's not putting too much pressure on himself. He's taking it day by day. That's all that's all it really was. With Pascal had a pretty good press conference. Honestly, I think the biggest part of it was him talking about how happy he is to have Rico Hines on the coaching staff, how great his summer was working on the game. He says he was in the gym all summer. And then ultimately the quote where Pascal wants to take the next step. He wants to be a top 5 player. And I saw people hating on Twitter, which is fine. People hate on Pascal on Twitter. Is what it is. Like, at the end of the day, some people hate him, some people don't. And if you hate him, it's really stupid reasons most of the time is what I'm seeing. But he wants to take that next step. Ultimately, not too much on that front either, but it'll be exciting to see, how the summer shows itself in the regular season, because we know Pascal has been known to use his summers super effectively and come back even better. Last bit of news: Jalen Harris signed to New York, and I want the best for Jalen Harris. I really want the best for Jalen Harris, but I can't lie. I'm a little hurt. I'm a little hurt that he's in a New York Knicks training camp and not the Raptors training camp, and I have a feeling he's going to do well. The only issue is that he's going to play for Coach Tom Thibodeau, who needs you to play defense, and Harris plays no defense. And we know, based on the Cam Reddish trade, where the Knicks traded for Cam Reddish when Thibodeau didn't even want Cam Reddish, that Thibodeau has little say in like player moves or roster moves. So that's the only thing that maybe Thibodeau won't like him, and that will automatically stop him from getting a roster spot. But, like, I feel like given the chance, Jalen Harris will be good somewhere else. And once again, we'll be stuck, just like O'Shea Brissett when Brissett left. And I was so hot when Brissett left. I didn't know why we waived Brissett. And then he plays good almost immediately for Indiana. You could see a similar thing happen with Jalen Harris, like, very easily. So I wish him the best. Just don't hurt my feelings, man. That's all I say. Don't hurt my feelings. But that's going to do it for this video, man. Training camp officially starts tomorrow. So we'll get some more clips and things, and I'm sure more interviews will come out. There'll be more stuff to digest. But we just getting started. Like, this is the very, 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 very beginning. And yeah, man, I'm excited. So if you did enjoy this, you could subscribe, you like the video, leave a comment. But yeah, just hit that bell, stay tapped in, man. We got a lot of videos coming. It's gonna be a great season. Got a lot of shit talking to do. I'm ready. We're gonna be doing reactions. I'm gonna try and do some live shit too. I still gotta figure out how to set that up completely. I have a lot of it figured out, but not everything. So, but yeah, I'm gonna be like doing reactions or something of the sort for preseason games too. So tap into that. But yeah. Follow my other channel, ShayGoon. Follow my IG, my Twitter. I'm going to be tweeting a bunch of Raptors propaganda this year. So go like my tweets. And yeah, that's all I got, y'all. With that being said, I will see y'all in the next one.